Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao has announced that they're going to fight at the Sphere. Do you expect anyone from either their teams to reach out to see how you guys put it together? Because this will be the first major event since you guys put on that.
Who's promoting it?
Manny Pacquiao Promotions.
Wonder who's paying for production. They're in for a big surprise. They better call somebody to figure that out.
All the news on Mayweather, Pacquiao, potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this, Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Your own father said you lost against me.
If this is all true, then he absolutely is in breach of contract. And he's trying to scam Netflix, of all people. Floyd, we know, is a serial scammer at this point with the cryptocurrencies, with the Logan Paul fight. Again, I was there in Dubai for the Deji fight and what was behind scenes there.
Floyd Mayweather has been strongly criticized by Dana White following claims that he stepped away from a planned rematch with Manny Pacquiao. White accused him of potentially violating contractual terms tied to the bout, suggesting that the situation could escalate into serious legal disputes. He further warned that the disagreement might not just end in public controversy, but could also develop into formal lawsuits and significant legal repercussions if the issue continues to unfold.
That's stupid, and somebody else wants to do it, knock yourself out. There's not enough money in it to ruin your life and not go to jail. Go to federal prison.
According to various reports, Floyd Mayweather is said to have signed 3 separate agreements connected to a Netflix-backed rematch with Manny Pacquiao, effectively formalizing the bout. Under these claims, any move to reclassify the event as an exhibition or to step away from the fight could potentially be viewed as a breach of contract, which may lead to significant financial penalties and legal consequences.
Trying to do it to Netflix. Oh yeah, he's 100% about to get sued because Team Pacquiao says Floyd Mayweather signed 3 contractual agreements for a professional fight against Pacquiao. 3 separate agreements. They also claim Floyd Mayweather has been paid for signing these 3 agreements and has also taken out a cash advance payment on his purse for the fight. They also say Floyd Mayweather is officially in breach of contract for publicly stating this fight is an exhibition. And if this is all true, which again, this is Team Pacquiao saying this, but again, I think Mike Coppinger also reported on this. If this is all true, then he absolutely is in breach of contract.
Dana White claimed that Floyd Mayweather is reportedly steering clear of a rematch with Manny Pacquiao, suggesting that hesitation may be driven by concerns over the outcome. He further argued that, in his view, Pacquiao would be far more dominant in a second meeting and could potentially overwhelm Mayweather if they were to face each other again in the ring.
So I understand listen, these kids want to make some money and, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass weapon. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be
Manny Pacquiao directly challenged Floyd Mayweather, stating that both sides had already agreed to identical terms for a legitimate bout, leaving no justification for hesitation or excuses. He emphasized that Mayweather should respect the agreement, avoid any further postponements, and fulfill his commitment by entering the ring as originally promised.
How are you feeling, Manny? We know that you've got a fight against Floyd Mayweather scheduled for September at the Sphere in Las Vegas on Netflix. Floyd is being a little bit difficult right now. Are you just letting the process play out and hoping that he gets to the finish line and commits to this fight? What are your feelings on that?
No, right now my focus is on September 19 because we already both signed the contract, a real fight. So that's my focus. I don't want to be distracted with anything like that because I want to prepare. I want to get the 100% condition and mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Manny Pacquiao stated that the actions of Floyd Mayweather are not unfamiliar to him, saying he has encountered similar situations in the past. He added that, in his view, Mayweather has repeatedly used postponements and avoidance strategies over time, and expressed that he is not surprised by the current situation. Pacquiao urged him to break that cycle and finally honor the agreement by moving forward with the fight as planned.
People say that Floyd may be playing like another game, you know, basically just trying to build up the anticipation for this fight by saying like, oh, well, maybe I'll commit to it, maybe I won't. This is typical Mayweather gamesmanship. Do you think that that's true?
What's new for Mayweather? Like, I mean, even in our first fight, like, it's getting hard. He's changing his mind, you know. That's not good. I mean, you need to have word of honor and commitment, you know, to honor your commitment.
You really have had the patience of a saint. We know that first time it took like 5 years at least to get Floyd into the ring.
At least 5 years to took that fight for a lot of alibis to bring like us. So this time there's no reason for alibis or mixed excuses because we both signed already the
Oscar de la Hoya criticized Floyd Mayweather, suggesting that his focus on maintaining a perfect 50-0 record is something he ridicules. He went on to say that although Mayweather is officially listed as undefeated, there are people who believe he has actually come up short in several fights, including their own matchup. And he argued that Mayweather should stop steering away from tougher opponents and real competitive challenges.
Father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your TS retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that shit that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous fucking man. I can take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. Shit, I'll even fight Jake Paul.
Max Kellerman has also suggested that Floyd Mayweather may be attempting to classify the rematch as an exhibition in order to safeguard his flawless record. He adds that, with age becoming a factor and doubts surrounding his ability to consistently win in a fully competitive setting, Mayweather could be positioning himself away from a traditional professional fight while still capitalizing on the attention and financial opportunities the matchup generates.
Needs the money, clearly. We've seen what's in the news, and I'm not in his pockets or anything, but he's going to make a lot of money, and rightfully so. I don't see him turning down a major payday over this, but we'll bear watching. And also, I'm told that further to that, Pacquiao has no interest in this if it's not a real fight.
If I'm Floyd, I'm not fighting unless it's just a regular. If it's a pro fight, I'm not. Why would I do it? I'm old.
Because you need the money.
I don't know if he needs. I ain't getting the man's pocket.
Assuming he does.
I don't know if he needs the money or not.
Let's assume he does. That's why he's coming down. Just assume. So, and you're going to make, I don't know, what is it? How much? What's his guarantee?
Let's assume Pacquiao.
It's going to be something like $50 million.
$50 million.
Slow down for a second. Let's assume
Pacquiao
needs money too, because I heard rumors.
He probably does. Yeah.
Okay, so the
I do assume.
I'm not just putting on Floyd.
Hold on. I don't do the rumors, so let's do them today. Since y'all want to do them. They both need the money, as y'all saying. Okay. So look, we still gonna fight and make good money. It don't have to be a pro fight.
He signed a contract though. It's executed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Netflix announced it. This is not just like, let me go.
So what does that tell you? Doesn't it kind of tip Floyd's hand that he's thinking, maybe it's possible, like I read into that a little bit and think, maybe, because I'll always bring this up. Bernard Hopkins, I was calling his fights on HBO. He fought Tavares Cloud, good light heavyweight, beat him easy, right? And he was like 49, and his body still looked like Hopkins. Then he came back a year or so later, and he fights Joe Smith. His body didn't look the same. You know, Hopkins had a Spartan training regimen. He doesn't put anything in his body. He's a temple. He eats right. He trains right.
He don't drink.
He doesn't. But his body looked, by the way, I'm 52. I can tell you, it looks different after a little bit. Even when you're trying to get in shape, just the muscles look a little different. And Joe Smith knocked him out of the ring and stopped him, right? Floyd, maybe, I'm just speculating, but maybe he says this because he gets in the gym and he's like, Floyd's what, 49 and change? He's almost 50. Maybe he's right up against that thing where it's like, man, my body's not responding the same way.
Right.
Max, they're grandpops.
They old.
Yeah.
Grandpops.
Pacquiao looks like he got a little more in the tank.
What I'm saying,
He went
He's a little
100.
younger. Pacquiao's a little younger.
When you a grandpop, you think you're not the same as you used to be.
Many fans are questioning why Floyd Mayweather would even put his unbeaten record on the line, given how much importance he has always placed on it. However, the explanation being discussed is financial. Analysts suggest that his continued involvement in boxing is largely driven by monetary motivations, with his high-end lifestyle and costly spending habits requiring consistently large earnings to sustain them.
Way back, again, 5 years ago now, but that was like the initial rumblings around that fight. And what Floyd did was use Mayweather Promotions to bring them this fight and say, if you'll front us this money, we'll put this fight here. They fronted him the money. He took the money, had the fight at the Hard Rock in Miami with Pacquiao instead. That was the company that put it on, Pacquiao. And Logan saw none of that front end 10 mil, and the people that paid Floyd the 10 mil never saw a dime back. It's nasty work what he did. But this has been like one of Floyd's MOs, is that he leverages his fight name or his quote unquote assets, and which is what, a lot of wealthy people do. They leverage their assets to take out bigger loans or, whatever. But Floyd does it in such a reckless way that no one ever sees return on it. He just takes money. It isn't a loan, he steals.
Dana White says he has known Floyd Mayweather for many years, dating back to their early days, and is familiar with the way he handles and spends his wealth. Because of Mayweather's long-standing reputation for an extremely extravagant lifestyle and high-profile spending habits, White expresses that he is not shocked by recent reports suggesting possible financial pressure or debt.
I go way back to the amateurs. We've known each other for a long time. I just saw him at the Celtics-Lakers game, and we talked. So we have a good relationship. We go at each other sometimes, but at the end of the day, we've known each other for a while.
Joe Rogan remarked that Floyd Mayweather appears to spend money very freely, describing his financial habits as extremely loose due to his luxury-driven lifestyle. He also suggested that this pattern of spending could be one of the reasons Mayweather continues to return to high-paying fights.
Watching a car, you're down 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that. Iran Barkley, when he was in his prime, was hanging out with all these professional athletes, and everybody was getting diamond-crusted chains and this and that, and he was keeping up with these people. Like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And he just found himself, like, draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
Mm-hmm. They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
Yeah, he was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know?
No
Chad
one know.
Ochocinco.
Exactly.
It's
Fake
like when
jewelry,
they look at him, like
flying economy. He was sleeping at the stadium, so he didn't have to pay for an apartment. So smart.
Yeah.
So clever,
Zab Judah, a veteran who has previously shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather, has offered his perspective on the ongoing situation surrounding the proposed rematch with Manny Pacquiao. He suggests that the confusion over whether the event is classified as a professional fight or an exhibition could potentially stem from a misunderstanding during the contract discussions. And he even raises the possibility of a language gap contributing to the issue. According to him, if both sides did not fully interpret the agreement in the same way at the time of signing, it could explain the current conflicting statements and rising frustration from Pacquiao's team, who maintain that the bout was agreed upon as a sanctioned contest and view Mayweather's remarks as a possible breach of that agreement.
Yeah, I've heard this in the past that Pacquiao wasn't looking to do any exhibitions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, if you knew. I don't know why Floyd's surprised that this is not an exhibition. I mean, you got to think anybody that want to fight Mayweather in a rematch, especially a Pacquiao, or anybody up to that style, they don't want a real, something really to go down on paper. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know the language barrier that was put forth upon signing this contract. Maybe Floyd wasn't 100% abreast of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And, it kind of slipped through the cracks that this is the real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing around. And maybe that got through the cracks. I don't know how. I wasn't there. I don't know his business. But somehow, he's saying it did. I mean, well, he didn't say that. I'm just saying I don't know how he didn't catch on that this is the real deal, Holy.
Some analysts and industry voices believe that Floyd Mayweather's recent comments, suggesting the rematch with Manny Pacquiao may be treated as an exhibition while simultaneously minimizing specific details, could be part of a deliberate promotional strategy designed to stir attention and debate around the event. They argue that maintaining uncertainty helps keep the fight constantly in the spotlight, increasing public curiosity and adding pressure on all parties involved. This, in turn, could elevate interest and viewing numbers once official information is finally confirmed, particularly with the massive global reach expected through Netflix. The ongoing public dispute over whether the bout is a sanctioned fight or an exhibition has also led to legal examination and strong reactions from both sides, ensuring continued engagement from fans and media alike.
It could be possibly a publicity stunt to give some type of push to the promotion. I mean, I don't know, like when the announcement came out, I don't know if people really too ecstatic for it.
It's something that you would, you can use to your advantage to try to push the fight. It'll let people, it'll get ears and eyes on the fight for people that didn't know the fight was happening. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Because as a consumer looking in, you're like,
listen, man, I'm a fan of both guys, and I just want to watch it and see the fight happen. I mean, I'm a fan of boxing. I should say, I'm a fan of both guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I correct myself when I'm wrong, man. You know that ASAP.
Yeah. As a consumer looking in, we're like, yo, is he like, what's the complaint? What's the problem here? Like, what are you scared of? Because is it your O? Is it your losing that O? Could be that it?
Of course. That's what it's all come down to. I mean, the O is like a 800 credit score. Globally, universally. You walk around with an 800 credit score with the O.
Former pound-for-pound star Andre Ward has shared his thoughts on the proposed rematch, pointing out that the original encounter only came together after long negotiations, proper organization, and strong financial support. He explains that the first fight required patience and detailed planning behind the scenes, and he believes this second meeting should follow the same structured approach rather than being surrounded by confusion over whether it is an exhibition, contractual disputes, or mixed promotional messaging. Ward also expressed his hope that the bout is presented as a fully legitimate professional contest that meets fan expectations instead of being weakened by unclear communication. At the same time, boxing icon Roy Jones Jr. has offered a different perspective, saying the rematch is arriving several years too late, possibly 5 years after its ideal window. He suggested that at this stage, the motivation behind the fight appears more financially driven than legacy-focused. Jones added that while earning money is not inherently negative, the timing and circumstances make the bout feel more like a commercial venture than a true effort to settle unfinished business inside the ring.
Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather initially fought in 2015. Now that's a fight that many felt was long overdue. Many said that it came too late. It was the fight of the century. I'm not of the mind that it happened too late. We just had a dollars and cents conversation. When the fight was initially brought up, the numbers that they were talking and the money that was available was far less than they made in 2015. Is it prize fighting or is it prize fighting? Floyd Mayweather is rumored to have made between 250 and 300. Manny Pacquiao maybe 150 to 200. Maybe that's a 40 to 80 million conversation and a 30 to 60 million conversation for Manny Pacquiao. I think the fight happened when it was supposed to happen. What say you, Roy?
Yeah, I think it happened when it's supposed to happen for the prize, but for the legacy, no, it happened 5 years too late. Just simple as that. But like I said, he is Money Mayweather. He ain't fighting for the legacy, he fighting for prize. He said that himself. So I understand that. And I respect that because he did tell the truth about that. Anytime a man can tell the truth about that himself, and I got to respect that. He said he didn't fight for legacy, he fought for currency. So he waited 5 years to make the money go up. Very smart. I mean, for what he was doing, he did the right thing. And now, for them to come together and even get an even bigger purse on Netflix is even more brilliant. So I think, once again, he's being the brilliant guy that he is. He's one of the most brilliant guys to ever touch the sport when it comes to making money. He's the GOAT at making money in boxing. I'll never take that away from him. He's the best ever at knowing how to do things at the right time to maximize the currency. He's the GOAT.
Even though Floyd Mayweather is widely perceived as living a life of extreme wealth, the situation behind the scenes can be far more complex than it appears. Large earnings alone do not always translate into long-term financial security, especially when there are hidden liabilities, ongoing agreements, and payments that are still pending, factors that the public rarely gets to see. One financial expert notes that these less visible pressures can build gradually over time, eventually creating serious challenges even for someone with Mayweather's level of success. Despite his high-profile lifestyle and status as one of boxing's top earners, a mix of financial obligations, legal matters, and business commitments may place considerable strain on his overall position. This highlights a key reality. Outward displays of wealth do not always reflect true financial stability underneath.
See somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest in the book, y'all. Y'all know, when y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captain, in Dubai is because he had owed them money and they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network, that publicizes these fights.
Teddy Atlas says that a portion of the public seems to take a certain satisfaction in seeing Floyd Mayweather face criticism or difficulties today, largely because of the image he cultivated throughout his career. He explains that Mayweather's constant display of wealth over the years turned him into a polarizing figure, admired by some and resented by others. According to Atlas, that highly visible luxury lifestyle may have sparked feelings of envy or frustration among certain fans. Now that Mayweather's decisions and career choices are being examined more closely, some observers believe there is a kind of backlash where people feel a sense of payback because he spent so long highlighting success while rarely showing vulnerability. Atlas adds that this reaction is not necessarily rooted in his boxing achievements, but rather in the larger-than-life persona he projected, which made him seem untouchable. As a result, seeing him in more difficult situations today resonates with a segment of the audience.
Taking shots at a great fighter, Mayweather, probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing a great fall, potentially.
You're right,
fall.
but when you call yourself the money man, you do it to yourself a little bit too.
No, I can't argue with that, Bud, but still, you don't have to revel in somebody's problems and somebody's, misery. So, as I said earlier, so I don't like that, but I understand the world out there, and I understand putting yourself in that position. If he put himself in that position, some people will say, he's suing now because of his gambling habits, which was not hidden. It was not a secret. He would post, not Teddy Atlas talking about anything that wasn't out there. He would post some of his tickets, his betting tickets that he bet, and they were large bets. And so some people say, oh yeah, like you said, he was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, he blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available, because the landscape made it.
With the proposed rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao now officially on the calendar, and Netflix committing significant resources to broadcast the event globally, many analysts believe the motivation behind the comeback goes well beyond nostalgia or pure sporting competition. They point out that the financial rewards involved are massive. And since both fighters are long past their prime years, the potential earnings seem to be a major driving force behind the matchup rather than just athletic ambition alone. While Mayweather's undefeated legacy and elite boxing skills remain widely respected, his recent decisions, including exhibition appearances and repeated returns from retirement, suggest that outside influences such as major streaming agreements, sponsorship opportunities, and promotional strategies are increasingly shaping the direction of modern boxing careers.
You need the money. What's wrong with that? And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy. He grew up in a boxing channel, right? I mean, it's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the. What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question.
What's your take on all the controversy around the Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao rematch and the discussion surrounding Mayweather's financial decisions? Share your opinions in the comments below.